You were told to go green, to ditch your old gas car and buy an electric vehicle to save the planet, because that's what responsible adults do, right? But what you'll soon find out is that the Democrats who run Pennsylvania, my home state, just pulled one of the most outrageous bait and switch moves in recent memory. Now, first, they begged you to go electric. Now, they're punishing you just for doing what they told you to do. This isn't about fairness or climate. It's about control, punishment, and bad politics. If you think your state's safe from this scam, think again. Do you want to find out what they're doing in Pennsylvania so that you could get a hand up on them doing it to you in your home state? Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Look, if you like our videos, become a subscriber to the channel and hit that notification bell and smack the like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. Also, tomorrow night, Friday night, 6 o'clock Eastern, we're doing a live stream where we're going to read a lot of interesting news stories of the week. We're going to tweak them with a bit of humor, a dash of sarcasm, and a whole lot of conservative common sense. Now, the people in the chat always have a blast. You will too. Join us. So, you finally did it. You took the leap. You went electric. Traded in your gas guzzler for an EV. Probably felt pretty good about it. After all, for years, liberals have been shouting at us from their soapboxes, demanding that Americans do their part to save the planet by ditching gas-powered cars and switching to electric vehicles. Screw the fossil fuel industry, right? They flooded the media with climate panic, virtue signaled about emissions, and rolled out massive taxpayer-funded incentives to make EVs look like the responsible, progressive choice. If you didn't jump on the electric bandwagon, you were smeared as backward, anti-science, and even anti-Earth. I'll tell you what, I swore that I would never buy an electric vehicle. But then I have some friends that have Teslas, and they are amazingly high-tech with a lot of really cool functions. So I started thinking to myself, I could possibly see myself in one day. But not now. Not after what the Democrats did. Here's the thing. Now that a good number of Pennsylvanians took the bait and bought an electric vehicle, what's their reward? A shiny new $200 annual punishment from the same politicians who begged them to switch. This is how Democrats reward obedience, with penalties. Pennsylvania's latest move is a textbook case of bait and switch politics. The House passed legislation slapping EV owners with a yearly registration fee of $200 in 2025, raising it to $250 in 2026. Now, why? Because EV drivers aren't paying gas taxes. That's right. You're now being taxed for not polluting, which was their whole reason for the push to get an EV in the first place. The whole climate change argument. How's that for irony? You did what the Democrats wanted. You got rid of your gas car, cut emissions, bought the EV, and now they're reaching into your wallet anyway. And this isn't fairness, guys. This is government saying, thanks for playing along, now bend over. And the amazing part is how many of the lib nuts will shout back, thank you, sir, may I have another? It's amazing. It's classic Democrat doublespeak. They lured you in with rebates, tax credits, and emotional appeals about saving the earth. They threw propaganda at you. Then when enough people made the switch and gas tax revenues dropped, they invent a new way to bleed you dry. Let's pause here and ask the question everyone should be asking. If you comply with government policy and still get punished, who really wins? Not you, that's for sure. This isn't environmental justice, guys. It's economic injustice wrapped in a glossy green bow. And don't be fooled by the talking points. This is about control. The same people who screamed that electric cars were a moral necessity are now penalizing people for obeying. If that doesn't scream, we don't actually care about you, I don't know what does. But here's the part that really angers me. The Democrats in Harrisburg didn't even attempt to cut spending to make up for the shortfall in gas tax revenue. Not a single belt was tightened in government. Not a single program was slashed. They just turned around and said, let's tax the suckers who listen to us. Isn't it funny how it's always the American people who are told to sacrifice? We're the ones expected to give up our hard-earned money watch our services crumble and tighten our belts, not because of any real crisis, but because of the boneheaded failures of the very politicians who caused the mess. They botched the policies and we pay the price every single time. Meanwhile, the government never sacrifices a thing. Not a pay cut, not a benefit, not even a fraction of the bloated waste they've created. It's truly remarkable. Your kid's school might lose funding. Your roads might go to hell. Your taxes may skyrocket, but the bureaucrats, they're still cashing checks, flying first class, and patting themselves on the back. Now you know why government workers hate Elon Musk and Doge. They are never willing to sacrifice anything, even when we are $30 trillion in debt. Here are the cold, hard facts. In 2024, the Pennsylvania House approved Act 85, which was later amended to Act 149, imposing registration fees on EV and plug-in hybrid owners. You hybrid owners are also getting the shaft. Fees start at $200 for EVs in 2025, rising to $250 in 2026. Plug-in hybrids start at $50, increasing to $63. Can you believe this? Supporters call it equitable. Opponents call it what it is, economic sabotage. The bill still needs Senate and governor approval. And thank God for that, because now maybe if enough Pennsylvanians understand what their government did, even if you don't own an electric vehicle, they should never trust people like this in power again. Who knows what the hell they're going to do next? They could pull a scam like this on people who complied with them and then pull a scam on anybody else. Now, here's something the media won't say. I'd argue that this law violates the U.S. Constitution's Bill of Attainder Clause. Article 1, Section 9, Clause 3 says, no bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed. This clause specifically prohibits the federal government from enacting laws that punish an individual or a group without a trial. In other words, a law that directly inflicts punishment, in this case, higher fees on a group, EV owners, for a specific act not purchasing gasoline without due process. That looks a lot like a modern day bill of attainder, don't you think? This is legislative retaliation. EV owners were encouraged, even bribed to switch, then punished for complying. That's not public policy. That's unconstitutional. They're being punished for committing no crime. What did they do wrong? And why can't the government take the hit for the loss of revenue? It was their doing that caused it. They bowed to the altar of climate change, and now other people have to pay that price. And that price apparently is $200 this year and $250 next year. The morons in Harrisburg never even thought through what would happen if people stopped buying gasoline. So if you're watching this from another state, don't get comfortable. Pennsylvania might just be the test run, but your blue state leaders are watching and taking notes. You did your part. You followed the rules, and now they're using those very rules to punish you. Here's the upside, though. Now you see exactly how the game is rigged. Knowledge is power, guys. And if we spread the word, we can stop this trend before it becomes national policy. Share this video with your friends who live in other states so that they can get a jump on it before their Democrat politicians try the same crap in their state. And next time, vote Republican, because they would never do something like this in 100 years. All right, thanks for watching. Hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with stories that matter to you. I'll see you in the next one.